My character is Hank, and he's a dog living in a world full of cats and trying to overcome that obstacle. It's great fun working on an animated movie. It's a lot of work. It takes years, several years of working and then reworking and redoing things and finding it. And but it's a really good kind of work, and you get to utilize a very specific part of yourself as an actor that you don't normally have access to. Just kind of you turn off your brain, you forget what you look like, and you just try and focus on your voice. I think that there's a lot of kind of messages to take from the movie. I wouldn't kind of boil it down to one, but I mean there's a very strong message that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. You shouldn't prejudge someone or think that you know who somebody is just because of how they look. And because people are much more than that and are full of surprises. I think that's kind of, and that we can all live in harmony, in spite of our differences. I think those are big takeaways for me. I think families should see it in theaters because it's going to be a very fun theater experience. I can't wait to see it in the theater full of people, and especially a bunch of little kids laughing their heads off at the movie. I think that'll just be really fun. Well, I guess I went through a bunch of training, physical training, for a movie I did, a while ago called Scott Pilgrim, where we had fight sequences, and I had to learn the choreography of the fight sequences. And before that, I even had to get in the kind of shape that of someone who could endure, doing fight sequences all day. So that was the most training I've ever had to do for a job, and it was so much fun. And we all did it together, the whole cast, and it was a great experience. There were a lot of movies that I saw when I was a kid that had a big influence on me, and I guess Ghostbusters would be a huge one because I kind of had the chicken pox when I was 3 years old and just watched that movie over and over and over as a 3-year-old and was just obsessed with it and with the cartoon and the toys and everything. And I really, all these years later, I can't say why. I really don't know what it was about it, but it made a very deep impression on me.
So I play Ichiro, who is one of the cats in this town. I'm sort of a double act with Gabriel Iglesias, who plays Chuck. And I guess the two of us are a little bit like the Greek choir, with the one-liners and we're like the two old guys in the booth on the Muppet Show, like we're just throwing in our commentary the whole time. And it's very funny. And we're terrified. Both cats are terrified of this dog coming into their town. So you get to play a lot of that. And we're sort of like we're just a couple of comic sidekicks, and it's always fun. It's always fun. A little Laurel and Hardy action, old vaudeville style stuff. It was really fun working on an animated film because with animation, after you sort of see like a sketch perhaps or a rendition of what your character might look like, and then you kind of imbue that with what you think the character might sound like, or the character itself, and then the animators take what you're doing and then they sort of further their animation and give it, maybe expressions that you've used when you were taping, or, so it's a very symbiotic process of creating the character. It's not like doing a live action where you just, you can't see it, because in this you can sort of see how the character is being created because it's a cat, and, and you watch the animators adopt what you're doing. So it's really fun and interesting to do it. This film has it's got so much comedy and fun and action and all kinds of great things that's just fun for the whole family. But there's also this incredible message of overcoming one's differences, of overcoming prejudice, accepting differences rather, overcoming prejudice, coming together. Who are the biggest rivals other than cats and dogs? Like that is literally the biggest rivals in the animal kingdom. So if they can get their stuff together, maybe there's hope for all of us. And I think that families and kids and parents will love the idea of the ultimate message of this film, which is all about just working together and coming together in spite of our differences. I just think, films like this, I remember growing up with big animated Disney movies, and I remember going to the movie theater and watching it with a whole crowd of people and families and kids and stuff, and there's just nothing like it. So when you go see a family animated film like this with your kids, with your parents and children. I think there's just an experience. There's a collective experience that an audience has in a theater that you just can't replicate by watching it at home on Netflix or streaming or whatever, but there's something that happens collectively to an audience that I think we've missed for a long time, in regards to theater, in regards to going to movies and stuff. So the collective experience of watching something in a big screen, there's nothing like it. So I think I'm glad we're getting back to it. I wish that I could say that I have tried to save people with intense training of but it's mostly just been from my own work. I had to do some karate stuff that I had to learn for The Last Airbender. I've had to learn some tech stuff to play Ben on Evil. And there's always something that you have to learn. It's not to save people or to save the village. It's just mostly just to entertain. So maybe I've had to go through incredible, intensive sweat creating stuff in order to just bring you the audience entertainment, but not to save anyone.
Please tell us a little bit about your character. Cathy, let's start with you.
I'm Cathy-Shim. I play Little Mama. Little Mama is the most fierce and eldest member of Kakamucho. She's probably about 100 years old in cat years. She's fearful of change because change is scary. But as is true to form, Emiko, the young, will lead. And with her wisdom, she realizes that at the end of the day, Hank has the heart of a samurai, and that his interests are the same as the citizens of Kakamucho, and all they want is peace and safety in their town.
Hi, my name is Kylie Kuioka, and Emiko is an impossibly adorable cat. And despite that she's so tiny and small, she will never back down from a challenge. And she's so fearless. She's so fearless, powerful, and strong, and she uses all her skills, charms, and even her flaws to fight the battle. And she has really good instincts and a super strong willingness and determination to help Hank save the village. And she has the spirit of a true samurai.
Can you discuss what it's like working on an animated movie? What was it like voicing and getting into your character? Cathy, go ahead.
This character is very near and dear to my heart. Two things. It's the perfect kismet of fate. I had 5 cats as my only roommates for 13 years. So to say that I'm a cat person is saying it mildly. And really, this character is my mom. Little Mama is like my mom, fierce and brave. My mom is the strongest person that I know. To have come to a whole new country at 40 and to embrace a whole new culture and language and change, very much so like Little Mama. And to also have the wisdom to see that at the heart, people's similarities is what binds us. And to me, that's the perfect kismet of creating this character, and such an honor to have shared the screen with such legends as our cast.
Oh, sorry, could you say the question one more time?
Yeah, of course, Kylie. It is, can you discuss what it's like working on an animated movie and what it was like voicing and getting into your character?
Well, I'm just so thankful and honored to be part of this with legendary cast and creators. And it's just so amazing. It's been an amazing journey, and it's a dream come true. And I kind of basically use my own voice, maybe a little bit younger and cuter. And I practice like different in saying it in different ways and emphasizing different words. And it's just so fun.
Awesome. And what childhood movie influenced you the most while you were growing up?
The childhood movie that really spoke to me when I was young was Sound of Music. That was a movie that really broke it for me. Julie Andrews and the kids and the family coming together, and the singing and the hills, and just the epicness of that movie, and the had a lot of strong themes, but it was done in such a heartfelt way. And I think that is the thing that really turned me to this idea of acting, and also wanting to be a part of that, to have that, to feel that spirit and the good feelings behind all those things, and to make people feel good and escape for a little bit. It just really spoke to me, and that movie really, to this day, is very near to me, very near and dear in my heart.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Kathy. I like in Sound of Music too, and but I like Mary Poppins because it was just Mary Poppins was like such a different character from other characters, and it was just so fun with all the singing and dancing, and yeah.
We're Julie Andrews fans. Clearly, we got good taste.
I love Julie. All right, that's it. That's a wrap. Cut. Cool. Thank you so much, you guys, for such a fun day. I had a great time room hosting you.
Olga is the leader of this big army that that's been organized by my boss, the lord of this area of Japan. My boss is Ika Chu. Ika means squid, and he's a tiny miniature miniature cat. But he has a huge ego, and he built this big army, and I'm the top samurai in that army. And of course, because Ika Chu wants everything big, I'm big. The character is huge, and he's got this voice, a raspy, aging voice. And so that's my character. Well, the thing about doing voice work is it's done over a long period of time, because the art has to be worked on, and when it's ready for some voices, then we actors come in and voice it, and then they work some more, and we come in when they've done that and give voice to it. So it takes a period of time, sometimes years, as in the case with the legend, Paws of Fury, Legend of Hank. And so my voice changed over that period. So at the beginning, my voice sounded differently, and now it sounds like this. It's much raspier and gravelly. Well, there's all kinds of cats being voiced by all kinds of actors. Can you imagine? Samuel L. Jackson, me, Michael Cera, Michelle Yeoh. Infinite diversity in infinite combinations, to echo another show's philosophy. And so you see teeny tiny, big egoed cats, and great big huge samurai, and a weak voice but ambitious character. There's diversity, and it's all that diversity coming together and working as a team to make society better. It's a great family film, parents and children going together to see the same film and having a great time. It's about cats, and it's great for cat lovers, but the hero is a dog, and it's great for dog lovers. And I'm a dog lover who loves cats as well. And it's a fun movie. It's funny, it's thrilling, and it's exotic. A land of cats in Japan, with samurais and lords and shoguns and sword fighting and sumo wrestlers as well. So you learn a lot about a different culture. You learn a lot about diversity working together, and you learn how to make society better.
So the thing that drew me to Paws of Fury was a chance to tell a story, which is a fable about a dog who has to become a samurai in a world of cats. And of course, because he's a dog, they hate him. So he's got a lot to overcome. And I think telling that story in animation was actually the perfect medium to do it. The thing I'm most excited for audiences to see are the characters that we're launching in this film. These are characters that have never been seen before. Hank the dog, played by Michael Cera, Jimbo, played by Samuel L. Jackson, Ika Chu, played by Ricky Gervais, and so many other incredible actors playing wonderful new characters for audiences to meet and to fall in love with. I think the message that I most hope audiences take away from the film is it doesn't matter what you look like. You can overcome those differences and find a way to fit in. And the characters that are rejecting you because of what you look like on the outside can learn a lesson that what's important is what's on the inside, not what's on the outside. So I think the reason families should see this film in theaters is because going to a movie theater is such a wonderful, wonderful communal experience, especially parents and their kids. I have kids and I love taking them to a movie theater because the screen is so big and the sound is so big and exciting and fun, and it becomes a real memory, I think, that we can all cherish as we grow older. Gosh, well, there's so much about my life in a way that parallels this. First of all, animation itself is an art form that, it takes years and years to learn. So starting as a little kid, I used to love to draw, and it, the first drawings I did were not that good, to be honest. But it took years and years and years of diligent study and training and pushing myself beyond what I, thought was possible to be able to learn how to do it. And music actually is the same kind of thing. I started doing music as a instrumentalist and singer when I was young, and it's the same kind of thing. Anything that you have to learn in degrees over a long period of time. So it's I think very much like learning a martial art. Oh yeah. So when I was a kid, we used to have cats, and I loved them so much. But now that I'm an adult with kids of my own, we have 2 dogs, which are golden doodles, and they're golden doodle puppies, and they're so adorably cute. And their names are Boba and Mochi, named by my daughter.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and comment on the video if you enjoyed it. Click and watch our suggested video playlist right now for more entertaining videos. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released.